Infamous Second Son feels like the first open-world next-gen game to show us what the PlayStation 4 can do, but is it also a good game? Second Son takes place 7 years after the events of Infamous 2, where the government has formed the Department of Unified Protection, also known as the DUP, to arrest all conduits, or as they like to call them, bioterrorists, to ensure that the Empire event and other bioterrorist events never happen again. The head of the DUP is Brooke Augustine, and she's the main antagonist in the game.
You seem nervous.
No, I'm not nervous.
It's been my experience there are only two reasons for people to be nervous. Either they're cowards, or they have something to hide.
Well, you know, I also get nervous around pretty girls.
You play as Delson Rowe. Early in the game, Delson finds out that he has the power to absorb powers from other conduits. The ordinary DUP enemies in the game all have been infused with the concrete power, however, they are not ordinary conduits. After Augustine has hurt members of the Akomish by using her concrete power, Delson Rowe sets out with his brother Reggie to save the Akomish by taking Augustine's power.
Looks like you and me are going to Seattle and we're gonna go get her.
Whoa, wait, what? You think you're just gonna charm her into coming back here with you? Come on, man, I know you took a bump to the head, but you two didn't exactly hit it off last time you were together.
Reggie, I did this, and I gotta fix it.
Second Son features the morality system from previous games, which is mostly black and white, but having your jacket image change whether you are good or evil is a cool feature. Delson is a very relatable character, and this helps the story, as he doesn't overreact in any situations or make any choices that the player would see as unreasonable. The gameplay is similar to that of the previous Infamous games, and changes depending on what power you have. There are multiple different powers in the game other than the original smoke power you start with, and these include neon, video, and concrete. Each of them work a different way, so they don't just feel like a reskin version of your original power. This makes getting a new power an exciting event, as you can't wait to try out your new abilities. Fighting enemies can be done in many different ways. You can get up close and personal, or you can use your powers to hit them from a distance, or any combination of the two. Once you have either subdued or killed a certain number of enemies, depending on whether you are good or evil, you will have the option to use your ultimate ability. This deals with most of the enemies in the area in a really awesome way and changes depending on what power you are using. The enemies that you verse vary from normal people to other conduits to the DUP with infused concrete powers. Although there is variety here, it would have been slightly better if towards the end of the game a new stronger enemy was introduced. Collectibles known as shards are all around Seattle, and these can be used to upgrade the abilities that you have. Whether it be to increase the range or duration of a certain ability, it always seems to make it worth your while to grab the shards whenever you can. The graphics of Infamous Second Son show hopefully where this generation of consoles is going, and it is one of the most amazing looking games on this generation of consoles so far. Besides just visually, the game runs quite well most of the time for a game on a console, however sometimes during the ultimate ability the FPS will slow down noticeably. Seattle is split up into districts, and in order to complete a district you must complete a certain amount of side missions in the district to unlock a showdown against the DUP. Once this has been completed, the area will be cleared of the DUP. Most of these side missions are still very relevant to the story, so instead of being random missions that don't have any point, it's good to have missions that still add to the overarching storyline. Most of these missions include things like taking down DUP secret agents and Delson completing stencil art around Seattle. The length of the game can be quite short if you just run straight through the main storyline, but if you complete the side missions the game is much longer, as well as the game being replayable, as you can see what would have been different if you went evil on your second playthrough or vice versa. Infamous Second Son is an amazing game that provides the player with an interesting and enjoyable story, as well as a great variety in powers and amazing looking graphics. The only areas where Infamous Second Son falters is in the variety of the enemies, and slight drops in frame rate are experienced rarely.
And of course, the only downside being that, nope, can't think of anything. This is pretty freaking awesome.